Oh, that's interesting. I was watching this thing, and there's actually a countdown now to when it goes live on the live dashboard. I wonder if I wonder if YouTube broke the page while they were putting that in or something last night. So that's the first time I've seen that. Anyway, hey everyone, this is GeoWill from Productions², and this morning, we're going to be doing a little bit of No Man's Sky streaming to kind of make up for the hour almost that was missing from the stream last night. And then we'll do some streaming for last Remnant later today when I get back from work. And have had a chance to work on a couple things. Still working on getting all the resources back into my RMMV generator, Schlongen's generator. So, it's a hell of a process. But I think it'll be a lot more clean than before. Alright, so No Man's Sky. So we were about ready to head off to a new solar system, then I got trapped on this bloody planet. Oh great, No Man's Sky crashed. I think. Can't tell. Yeah, I think it did, because there's no, the process is gone. Let's try that again. I need to, actually, let me go ahead and do that real quick. Verify the cache. Shouldn't take too long. Local files, verify integrity of game files. Alright. So actually, I think what I'll do is I'll give you, since we're waiting here, I'll give you a sneak peek of the synopsis for my RPG Maker game. Granted, it's literally the first pass of it, and will most likely change, but this is kind of the direction I'm going in with it. Let's open that up. So this is kind of the synopsis, or like the back of the box kind of description of the game. So again, the working title is The Legend of MLR. So here's the synopsis. So, a young man from a boring small town on the outskirts of the Felgaran Empire. Their name is Felto. For the last 2 years, you have spent every waking moment training your body, your mind for your drafting into the Imperial Guard Force. All males are drafted into the Guard after their 22nd birthday as a means of helping the Empire reduce the costs of their military. There are 3 different branches. The most prestigious of these are the Night Guards. These brave warriors are the best of the best and are tasked with guarding high-value assets up to and including the king himself when he travels abroad. Only the best are taken into the Night Guard, obviously. That could probably be taken out, actually. Boom. Efficiency. Alright, second, but also important, is the Realm Guard. So, you know, like in when I was going through the demo, those guys that are sitting out in like the field, the starting plains or whatever I call that first area, those that sit outside of the a lot of the transfer points between different areas. Those guys are the Realm Guard. The Realm Guard is deployed throughout the Empire, guarding every city, town, and village. Most recruits end up here, and for the most part, it's a dozy assignment, except for the odd time when they are expected to call monster populations, and when they defend the Empire's territory during times of war. And the final branch is the Reliquarians. This secretive branch guards the darkest knowledge known to the Empire, and to ensure it does not fall into the wrong hands. Almost nothing is known about how recruits are chosen for this branch, as once inducted, most are never heard from again, as their tasks require them to permanently move to the capital and send them on long expeditions in search of information, artifacts, and other such skull and dodgery. You have aimed high for the Night Guard, but you don't like your prospects. Even with all your training, a certain amount of noble lineage is required to be considered seriously, though there have been exceptions. So you train every day with the hopes of becoming another historical footnote with your acceptance into the Night Guard, unsuspecting of the events that will soon lead you on a quest for truth, balance, and rejuvenation. So that's kind of the boilerplate for the story. So I guess let's see, where are we at on this? Still validating 61%. All right. Let's kind of go into the background a little bit though. So the world that the game will take place in is called Elisnar. And there are 5 major powers, not necessarily just 5 countries, but 5, I wouldn't call them superpowers, but they're world powers. The Felgaran Empire, the Unified Nations of Gaul, the Holy Baratian Kingdom, the Republic of Dunsler, and the Wargmont. So, out of all those, the Wargmont are actually not a nation, they're more like a mercenary army. And out of those, I think Dunsler and the Felgaran Empire both share the same continent. All the other ones have their own continents, with the Unified Nations of Gaul actually having control over an entire continent. Technically the Wargmont came from Gaul, so there's that. And then the Holy Baratian Kingdom is situated on an island. Now, I've gone through and have like a document of 16 pages of just, well, it's not all of that. There's 12 pages of just backstory and historical context for all these different nations, the larger nations that I have here. And then after that, I go into some character profiles, and then start on actually fleshing out the places. So, for example, the area we start in the game in is called the province is Galig, and in there's 2 cities, Claria and Hellenden. Locations include the southwestern Feld Desert, Mountfire, and Dankwood Forest. A lot of the ways that transfer from province to province will be through those kinds of dungeony kind of places, like Dankwood Forest leads you to, where are you? Leads you to Nelti, which contains the cities of Frost, Hlain, and Escoff. And also includes the Howling Lagoon as for a kind of a dungeon location. And so I'm trying to go through and flesh all that out. And I'm also in Photoshop I've kind of created a rough version of the world map, and I'm going through and kind of carving out where different empires are if they're on the same continent, and then kind of trying to piece together where the cities should be at, and then how where the different locations are at, and how the provinces should look, and all that kind of stuff. And then any minor empires that might exist or will exist, also going through and adding those in and doing the same thing for those. So yeah, world building in an RPG is basically like writing a novel series, because you have to kind of go through, and every little thing has to have some sort of backstory, or at least some sort of grounding within the historical context of whatever you created for the backstory of the world, or that nation, or that city, or that person. In order for it to, for the story to make sense as a whole. Okay, all successfully validated, so there were no corrupt files. It just decided to not run. Let's give this another go. And it crashed again. Let me go ahead and close OBS. Maybe OBS is doing something.